What's going on, folks? Welcome to the bar. I hope you're ready because it's time to go over Chapter 13 of Kaiju No.8. Now, before we get started, remember, there will be spoilers for the new Jump Plus title, so if you're not caught up, do yourself the favor, go read up on Viz and head on back. Because today, our boy Kafka proves to everyone that you don't always gotta carry around a big gun to prove your worth. Also, this week marks my very first year on YouTube consistently putting out videos, so thank you very much for helping the bar grow to so much despite 2020 being such a duty year. But we got a chapter to go over and speculate about, so do me a solid and subscribe and help keep the bar afloat in these hard times, and let's get started. Okay, so Chapter 13 starts off with the recruits staring down a Yoju and Vice Captain Soshiro Hoshina encouraging his younglings to go knock the socks off of their superiors. Hearing his vice captain causes Kafka to get all pumped up. We know how he reacts to these types of situations by now. Anytime that he finds a way to psych himself up, he will. And it works, he feels that unleashed combat power flowing through him and he's ready. And then he gets tossed comically, like straight up yeeted. If I can find the sound effect, I'll put it in, but he gets yeeted pretty hard and Kikoru tells him with his 1% to chill the fuck out and hang back. And one of the more senior officers comments that he's kinda pissed that he has to take care of all these rookies. But the problem is the wrong rookie overheard that and Kikoru is pissed and shoots him over a side eye. That's pretty much the don't disrespect me or Kafka, and she shoots the Yoju in front of the senior officer, blowing it to pieces. This causes the senior officer to be absolutely blown away by Kikoru, and before she can relish in her defeat of a Yoju, from beneath the pile of rubble is her cheerleader and pretty much the dad of the group, Kafka. Look, I see you guys in my comments. I don't want to do weird shipping because of this scene. I want to think of their relationship as more of a father-daughter relationship. There hasn't been any weird, super weird, ecchi shit going on between them, and I'd like to keep it that way. Yeah, Kikoru is an adult, but these interactions lead me to believe that Kafka provides the approval that she kind of wishes she got from her dad. She's got daddy issues, man. And I mean, it's really the same deal in Reno. He's Kafka's superior in all intents and purposes, yet he still refers to him as sir. But that's just my 2 cents. I'm an older head looking in. I'm shipping Reno and Kikoru. Anyways, we see the senior officer shoot the legs off of the Yoju, and from there, Furuhashi helps dispose of that Yoju, and in an attempt to brag to Reno about killing a Yoju, his eyes suddenly open up, and there stands Reno, with a dead Yoju in front of him. A fierce-looking Reno stares at Furuhashi and then perks up when he explains that, yeah, he uses freeze rounds now. He totally iced this thing on his own, and they suit him better to his style of slaying. And when he gets better at using these rounds, they're gonna make him an even more worthier hunter. Furuhashi once again is stunned by Reno, and the chapter shifts to Reno's inner monologue. Reno states that he absolutely needs to become stronger, and how he feels right now, it's just not good enough. And what's it not good enough for? It's not good enough for friggin' Kafka. He states that he's gotta get stronger to make sure Kafka won't ever have to transform. Man, I hope that's not foreshadowing. But then, the chapter moves to the perspective of another vice captain. She's losing her shit because all the rookies this year are insane. Like, they're used to their new recruits becoming a body count, but these kids are all inspired by Kikoru and her ridiculously high strength. That in turn causes them to push each other to greater heights. We then move back to Kafka though. He stares at the user interface that's popped up, and Kafka sees that the kaiju kill count is rising from all of the rookie recruits. Kafka then begins looking around and thinking to himself that, shit, everybody's doing work and he's just out here weighing everyone down. So he thinks to himself, there's gotta be something that he can do, right? And then, bam, it hits him in the head. That senior officer guy, the one with no eyebrows kinda, he said that they didn't know where the weak point of the kaiju was. So Kafka looks to his right. The dead Yoju is laying there, and with one slap of his face, he remembers he has weapons of his own, and it's time to use them. And to the surprise of all the officers, Kafka jumps right into the friggin' corpse of the Yoju and begins to dissect it and dismember it. He realizes that even with a meager 1%, his combat power being unleashed while dismantling a kaiju is a breeze. Too bad only fancy government agents get the suits though, right? Am I right? Either way, during this scene, Kafka is a pretty intelligent dude. He shows that his studying has been really paying off. He knows what kind of kaiju it is and the fact that the core, which essentially is the heart, is not in the normal place. He then grabs the ear of Vice Captain Hoshina. Kafka found the friggin' core. He found the kaiju's damn weakness and he relays it to the Vice Captain, and Cadet Kafka lets his superior officer know that that wasn't the only thing he found while dismantling the kaiju. There's one major clue that he's unearthed. The Yoju have reproductive organs, which mean they all have reproductive organs. All of this information actually earns Kafka some praise, and Hoshina has the girl working communications relay the information to the entire squad. The next panel shows a close-up of Kafka with what looks like a teary-eyed look, because this guy is souped, man. He did it. He helped the defense force in a major friggin' way. And now he's one step closer to being at Mina's side, when suddenly a huge bang goes off that kind of throws Kafka off balance. He panics, and on the private channel, Hoshina appears to tell his cadet to take a good look over there. And we see Mina there with a really, really, really large gun. With the final words of the chapter being, "That's who you're aiming to stand next to." And then Mina fires the gun, blowing apart the 400-foot kaiju. Now that was a chapter. I am terrified for next Thursday. I don't want to think that next week's cliffhanger might be Kafka revealing himself on the down low, but I don't see this going very smoothly. I mean, if it does, hey, that's great, but the fact that they mentioned the reproductive organs, that's the big Chekhov's gun. We're definitely going to have kaijus coming back to life, and maybe killing a recruit or two or some senior officers. Throughout all of this, though, Hoshina is still suspicious of Kafka, and if he gets enough votes, he'll probably be thrown out for being too sus. Either way, I think my biggest fear lies with Reno once again. Not to be a broken record, but this chapter once again puts a lot of foreshadowing in Reno's court. I don't want to say that I think Reno will die, but I'll say that he's going to be put in a situation where Kafka's going to have to choose. Like Kafka's going to have that moment where Clark Kent does in Man of Steel where Jonathan is like, "No, let me die in a tornado, please." Only this time, Kafka's going to be like, "No, Kaiju No.8 is coming, he's going to fuck some shit up." So yeah, next chapter, Kaiju Babies is a definite, and we're going to get a cliffhanger that makes us want to punch a toddler. Other than that though, that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and be sure to hit that like button for more delicious Kaiju action. And this is Dan, signing off. Cheers.